everybody is a hero and a success with Facebook ads on day number one. In fact, the very first day or very first week that you run Facebook ads, whether you're doing it yourself or whether you're employing an agency or a freelancer, whether you're taking a coaching program to run Facebook ads, your coach, your agency, your freelancer, everybody knows that you are going to be successful on day number one or week number one. The trouble with Facebook ads starts happening in continuity, which is when you're running ads for multiple weeks, multiple months together. Over a period of time, the results drop off. And in addition to continuity, scaling can sometimes be an issue where you keep scaling your ad spend, but your cost per lead keeps on increasing. So you get the same number of leads for higher and higher price. Now, there are a bunch of different technical aspects that I won't get into, which are not also very, very important, but just understanding how the algorithm works and how your understanding of the market is has a big impact on what your results from your ads and leads are going to be. Okay, my name is Dr. Rajat Sinha. I'm a medical doctor turned commission selling expert, and in 2017, when I discovered Facebook ads, I was able to turn many years of failure into almost overnight success, because suddenly I was able to get tapped into an almost unlimited source of leads. And since 2017, I have been able to run successfully Facebook ads. And for our clients now, since lockdown, we've been able to do it for our clients very, very successfully, and our students as well. All right. So now here's what I've learned about Facebook ads, which is there are 4 different buckets of leads that Facebook has for you based on your profile, your creative, your targeting, etc., etc. And the very first time you run Facebook ads, they are able to almost get you the highest quality leads, which are called bottom of the funnel leads. However, as you keep expanding the timeline, which is you keep going into longer continuity, or you keep scaling your budget, then what happens is that slowly they run out of those so-called bottom of the funnel leads, and then you need to have the capability to convert middle of the funnel or top of the funnel leads. So ideally, the problem is not with the algorithm, and the problem ideally is not with your coach or with your freelancer or agency as well. It may have to do with your own understanding of the market. Now, if you're selling a health product or a financial product, usually if you're an insurance agent, for example, selling or selling mutual funds or selling health products as a network marketer, the plans that they have told to you, based on which they have calculated your compensations, is usually based around about 10% conversion rate. And ideally, if you were to get 10% conversion rate, which we used to be getting back in the 90s and early 2000s, then your business would be very, very strong. However, the reality on the ground is that over a period of time, as the market has become more saturated and as attention span has gone down because of the internet and mobile revolution, it's very, very difficult to get a 10% conversion rate, especially if you're scaling the business. So if you're working on the physical ground and you're using a circle of influence and references as your main points, that's a very, very limited database. You can hardly get to about 200 to 500 prospects, hardly make more than probably 20 to 30 sales, after which it's going to dry out. Okay. And then at the end of that, finishing your list, usually even if you become a senior ranker, if you've got some prizes or something like that from the company, usually after that there is a dead drop, and then people become dependent on their downlines or something like that, and that is not a happy situation to be. So in this particular video, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can aim at a healthy conversion rate which is going to go with you for the longer term. Okay, which is going to go with you for the longer term. So when I got started with Facebook ads, I had amazing results in my first 60 days. And I thought this is going to continue, man. I've discovered the gold pit. And I started sharing this with other people also, saying, okay, man, we've discovered the gold pit and everybody's going to become a millionaire. But over a period of time, as the results stabled off, then I really had to get into a deep study of the algorithm, deep study of the database, and try to understand what it is that I can do better and better in order to convert the leads at the same similar conversion rate, which didn't really happen. But over a period of time, I figured out what is the stable conversion rate based on which you can build a business empire over the long term. Even if you're not scaling, doing extreme amounts of scaling, even if you're scaling probably 10-20% month on month, that should be more than enough. And over a period of 3 to 5 years, you should have a rock solid business. Okay. So in my previous video, I talked to you about what are the 4 different buckets of prospects that Facebook will give you. There are problem unaware prospects, which are top of the funnel prospects, problem aware prospects, solution aware prospects that are middle of the funnel prospects. And then there are competition aware prospects, which are extremely hot repeat buyers that you can tap into. Usually what happens is when your creative first goes online, when your ad video or your ad copy first goes online, Facebook pretty much takes a good guess based on your creative, based on your targeting, and they give you the competition aware prospects first. And during that time, you're just getting used to converting people online. If you've been an offline seller, then it takes some time to get used to converting people online, and you'll realize, okay, man, I have a pretty decent conversion rate and these leads are going on coming, and that's amazing. But after the first 2 or 3 weeks, probably 4 weeks, what's going to happen is that this bucket of prospects is going to evaporate, or you're going to use it out. And with the same amount of budget, what's going to happen is that the same amount of prospects are going to keep seeing your ads again and again. You can actually track all of this using something called a frequency metric inside your Facebook ad manager, which I won't get into right now. But if your 30-day frequency is more than 2x, then you need to just start changing your ad creative, or you need to start scaling your ads. Okay. Now, how do you maintain a stable conversion rate with the ads has a lot to do with the actual understanding of the market. So in this particular video, I just want to focus on the cross section of the market that you're going to be focusing on. And I'm just going to share my screen over here. I'm going to quickly show you the 4 buckets: the problem unaware bucket, the problem aware bucket, the solution aware bucket, and the competition aware bucket. These are the 4 buckets we talked about, and I've arranged them top to bottom. The one at the top, problem unaware bucket, is the top of the funnel bucket. The other 2, problem aware, solution aware, are middle of the funnel, and then competition aware is the bottom of the funnel, which is the hottest leads, repeat buyers, and things like that. Okay. Now, I just want to quickly share with you what is the total percentage of the bucket, assuming that you're targeting, let's say, 5 lakh or 10 lakh people in your interest segment. Usually what's going to happen is that you're going to have roughly about 60% prospects in your top of the funnel, which is problem unaware prospects. So you need to have an ad video that talks about, that hits these people who are unaware of the problem. They are broadly interested in health, but they don't know why they are interested in health. They're interested in make money, but they don't have a strong enough reason. So you need to have ad copies which are targeting problem unaware prospects. And when you meet them, preferably on a one-on-one sales call in the beginning, you need to understand what bucket they are from and then target them accordingly. Okay. So that's problem unaware prospects are the highest, and the competition aware, which are the bottom of the funnel prospects, are the lowest. You can see that less than 5% of your total target audience will probably be competition aware, which is the hyperactive buyers. So you're going to get hyperactive buyers, less than 5%. You're going to get solution aware prospects, which are going to be roughly about 10%. You're going to get problem aware prospects at 25%, and then problem unaware prospects, which are going to be 60%. And if you can learn to convert the top of the funnel and middle of the funnel consistently, which is easier said than done, then you will have a very, very strong, consistent business. A lot of people, they go live with their ads. They get the first few prospects and they think that represents an adequate that represents the whole field. That does not represent the whole field. In fact, over a period of time, as you use more and more ads, you will realize that as time goes on and as you start scaling, whether vertically or horizontally, then you need to figure out how to get and engage the problem aware, solution unaware, and then the problem unaware prospects more and more, the top of the funnel and middle of the funnel. Okay. I'll just go back to the screen once again. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm just going to add another column over here, which is the closing rate. I just want to quickly educate you about the closing rate that you can expect. If you have been closing roughly about 40% of all show ups, then you're going to be, I'm not talking about all the prospects because everybody doesn't show up, but people who actually come to your sales meeting, the competition aware or the hyperactive guys, you can close them up to 40%, and that should be your aim. And then your solution aware prospects, you should be aiming at about 25% closure rate on your show ups. And your problem aware prospects, you should aim at about 15% on show ups. And then your problem unaware, you should aim at about 5% on show ups. Okay. That is something that is a feasible closing rate. And if you're aiming at closing everybody at 20%, then that's not going to happen, especially as time goes by. All right. Now let me just quickly add another column over here, which is total sales. And you can see I have multiplied the closing rate with the actual percentage of prospects. So let's say 60% of your show ups are going to be problem unaware. Then you can expect roughly about 3 sales out of 100 show ups. Problem aware, 25 times 15% will be roughly about 4 sales, or 3.8 as it shows on the screen. Then you have solution aware, 10 times 25% will be at 2.5. And then you have competition aware, 5 times 40% is about 2. And the total gives you roughly about an 11% closing rate. Okay, 11.25% closing rate. You can see that in the green, and that I believe is a stable closing rate. Okay, at this point you should be working very, very strongly on your show up rate also, which is the number of leads that show up versus number of leads that sign up versus how many of them actually show up to your Zoom call or webinar. And I would say that in a one-on-one conversation, or if they're coming to book a one-on-one free meeting with you, you should be able to get anywhere from 30 to 40% show up rate. If you're doing a webinar, you should aim at 25 to 30%. And this is a cumulative snowball show up rate, which is something not go into in this video. But I have had a cumulative snowball show up rate in my webinar of about 27 to 32%. So you can just say roughly about 30%, which is snowballing, which means all of my prospects who have ever signed up, they constantly keep getting reminders to show up to my webinar. Okay. So anyway, if you can achieve a 30 to 40% show up rate and convert 11% out of that, then you will be at a level where you will be converting very, very healthily, and you will be able to pay for your ads from your front end sales. And then if you have a product ladder at the back end, if you have a 30-day challenge, if you have a mentorship or anything like that, then Facebook ads is going to work very, very well for you. And I'm saying that after running Facebook ads for more than 7 years now, and we have been doing it successfully from our course program, been teaching it for more than 5 years, for close to 5 years now. And as an agency, we've been doing it for clients for more than 3 years now. And in our coaching program, we got more than 1100 case studies. In our agency success studies, we got more than 140 success studies. So from that experience, I'm just quickly sharing with you that if you're selling a healthcare product or a financial care product, then or insurance, mutual fund, anything like that, then this is pretty much the grid that you should be aiming at. And if you can just focus on the closing rates on all of them, just figure out how to close all of them. I had covered in an earlier video what closing tactics you should use for each of these segments, and then just focus on the show up rate to make sure that you're able to call them, send them WhatsApp reminders, and get people to show up. Actually, I feel in a sales funnel, the most critical step is not actually the closing. That is easy to master because the ads have done some of the job. Plus, when people see you online, they automatically assume that you're an authority, because very few people are able to successfully go online. And if you're able to do that, then I think the most critical part of your sales funnel is actually managing the show up rate. So just please make sure that you're managing to get 25, 30, 40% people to show up, and the rest will pretty much take care of itself. Rest is a game of technique. Okay, so with that, that's all for this video. If you have any comments, any further questions, please do make sure to mention in the comments box below, and I will make sure to read them and make further videos to help you out with your questions. All right, look forward to seeing you in the other video. See you. Bye bye.